So, can you please tell me how you came to be associated with the hall?
I came to be associated with the hall through becoming a member of the National Union of Townswomen's Guilds. When you join an organisation, you join as an ordinary member and aren't really aware of what the organisation consists of or how far it goes or really how big it is. And you become a member of a local guild, a local meeting place attached to a bigger organisation. And it was some time before I realised just how much there was involved, and I began to take an interest. So I've had to put my name forward for election on the committee, and I got through, and I was a committee member. And then I realised that, there was a bit more to this organisation. There was another higher level. So I started to go to the meetings, just as an ordinary delegate from one area to another. Then, of course, I became more interested, and before I knew what was happening, I found myself on the committee of what was called Federation, which was a group made up out of all the local guilds, of which there were 32 local guilds. And from then on, of course, I became a member of the Federation or the committee. And to get 32 delegates in one place, there had to be a meeting place that was convenient for all members to get to, from Ilford, Leytonstone, Walthamstow, a whole big area, even out as far as Waltham Abbey, which was our furthest guild. There was Epping, Loughton, Debden at one time. As I say, 32 guilds. And the meeting place was the Memorial Hall, Woodford. So every month there was a meeting. Then it got down to every other month, which exists today. At one time the meeting went on from morning, and we took our lunch with us, and it ended at about 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, of course, it is quite different. We use the hall at 10 o'clock, and it's usually over by 12. And I may say that the 32 guilds have now dwindled down to 9. So the hall is not in use as much as it was. We do hold we hold an event every other month where we all meet up, the delegates meet up, which is about, as I say, 9-10 people, and then the Federation committee. But we do other events when we have the hall for the whole day. Not as often as we did when we would have a speaker or 3 or 4 speakers during the day, and we would all go in the morning, have lunch, and we would have speakers again in the afternoon. So we have the hall, as I say, March and November when we have a big luncheon, and that is usually attended by about 100 people. And then I'm trying to think of other events that we might have. We've got one this month, actually, when we're using the hall for the day. So really, the Memorial Hall has always been a part of the organisation, and it really proved us to be very beneficial.
Can you tell me a little bit about what the Townswomen Guilds does?
It was started, the whole organisation was started, came out of the suffragettes.
Seriously?
It was started by 2 ladies because shortly before this was formed, it was females did not have the vote.
Yes, I'm
Therefore,
aware that.
it was felt that women were voting according to their husbands' wishes. And 2 ladies named Marjorie Corbett Ashby and Eva Hubbard, who were members of the Kensington Women's Society, both highly educated, which was not always normal for ladies. And they felt that somehow they wanted to educate women in their own right to be more aware of events in their own country as well as overseas. And they publicised a meeting being held for women only, and out of that meeting the organisation has grown.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And although the wording is on to education, it is much more than that. It is much more a meeting of, I don't think even like minds, because you can have different opinions, which is very good on all sorts of things. But as well as that, there is the social side. And for ladies who live on their own, particularly now, or the last few years, when there have been probably more older people with not a lot to do, if you join a guild, there is always something to do, and you have friends, because there is great camaraderie to share any of your joys as well as your sorrows. And at one time, every guild would have its own sections. There would be drama, there would be choir, there would be handicraft. Then every month we would have a much more serious meeting than just a guild where minutes of that are read, where we would really undertake a subject. One of the most interesting subjects was perhaps what was all the departments in your local borough. Another one that I was fascinated with was when we had religion. And we had representatives from all religions coming and telling us what their beliefs were. And also we might have travel, what was happening in other countries. We also used to run visits. We had exchange visits with other countries. Germany was one of the first ones where there was an exchange between a group of ladies who belonged to an organisation similar to ours. And some ladies, a party of about 25, went over to Germany, spent about 5 days there, and then came home, and then the next year the party of German ladies came over here. I did a party of Dutch ladies who came over here, and unfortunately things did not go quite according to plan, and we were not able to make the return journey. But nevertheless, we had about 25 ladies who spent time in English houses, and a lot of the ladies who were the hostesses kept in touch with them for many years. So it's an organisation that fulfills a lot of needs